Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Game Fame Nation here, and in today's video, we are going to be going over why I felt worthless for the longest time, and maybe you're going through the same thing, and I want to teach you guys a little bit of how you can be successful while feeling these feelings. Now, I've really been enjoying doing these videos the last couple of days because they really do inspire me to make others happy and make others kind of understand the situation that I'm in, not to mention that what they're going through in the past as well. So I felt worthless for the longest time. Now, a lot of you are going to be saying, don't feel that way. There's so much to life to cherish. Well, I do know that now, but I'm just saying that's just what we've been feeling the long time. So what I can say I did to cope with it is obviously I was put on anxiety meds and depression meds, so that did help a lot. So luckily for that, that is a lifesaver. It helps you feel a little bit better. When the depression gets so bad, you have to go on a big dose of medicine, and then it really does improve your mood. It makes you more active, wanting to do things, not just sit in bed. Because don't get me wrong, I'll be real with you. Long time ago, I actually just sat in bed and laid there, didn't eat, didn't drink, didn't do nothing. I was really depressed for a long time, and what I did to actually change that, which of course is the meds, but I also seek therapy and talked to a lot of people. Now, there's a lot of people that will actually be willing to listen. Now, there's parts of times where I've wanted to end my life and just get this world over with, but there is more than that, and you definitely should not go that approach. So as I'm telling you this in this video now, if you do consider doing these big, massive thoughts and wanting to end your life, definitely call the suicide helpline. I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys are interested in that. But I sure hope none of you have done the same thing I have done in the past. So what can we do to make that successful? Feeling worthless, feeling doubtful, feeling that you don't exist and you don't belong on this earth. Why does Earth feel like this? Well, I started feeling that way when I lost my Aunt Jenny. Like, she was definitely the charm on the cake. Like, I talked to her every day. I hung out with her every day. Me and her were really, really close. But eventually, I found out she got diagnosed with cancer. And obviously, that was really hard for me because seeing her sick from chemo and all of that, that really hurt, and it put me in a bad place at the bad time. And I was like, I feel so worthless right now. I can't do anything. I feel like I failed her. I feel like I didn't try hard. But I spent that whole 8 months with her, giving her her pills, helping her with my grandma, making sure she had everything she needed, giving her a hug when she was doubtful and sad and cried. I can't even tell you how bad that my mental health went down after that. That's when I started seeking the therapy that I needed. Now, it was really hard just going through those major things because it is just hard to see a relative go through cancer, as she had colon cancer and it got worse, and she had to go to the hospital so many times at night because her breathing was bad, and seeing her not be able to breathe and panic, it just hurt. So that's what actually put me in the spot to feel worthless. And what makes me successful now today is she would not want that. She wouldn't want me to feel these ways. She wouldn't want me to think this way. She would want me to go on with life and enjoy the love and the time I have with my family, which I obviously do on the weekends, and I spend a lot of time with my family, and I definitely enjoy it. There's a lot of fun things we do: go out to eat, hang out at the house, maybe do some things like fishing, sometimes maybe go swimming, maybe just kind of eat out and talk to each other, maybe just visit on the deck at my mom and dad's. So there is a lot of things you can do to be successful, and one of them is do something that you love. And what that means is, like, if you like to play hockey or sports or football, go practice that outside. Enjoy yourself. Have fun with friends. Step 2, if you want to do something that you really love doing, which is video games like me, definitely do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Number 3, exercise. That is a main priority. If you exercise, it loses some of that depression, all that, thoughts and bad thoughts you feel. You don't want to feel those. And one thing I noticed through that time of going through, panic attacks and being scared all the time and thinking that life is going to end is just constantly taking deep breaths at a time. And I'm sure you guys have experienced panic attacks and scary things like that before. And I know they can be very, very scary. And of course they're going to be scary. It's your first time. You don't expect this to happen. It just comes out of nowhere. So when I had my first panic attack, I thought I was literally dying. I was alone by myself. I was panicking. I was going, I don't want to scare you guys, but anything. That was just the scary time of my life. And I went to the ER and got diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and the mild symptoms of all of that. So just be aware there and keep taking medicine, because the one big thing that happened, which obviously took my successful down to all the way down to an X level, is, if that makes sense, if it does, X. So what happened is I stopped taking my medicine because I felt like I was getting better, and then once you know, I had a panic attack at work where I work at too, because I do YouTube and that place. It was really scary, and I had the worst panic attack when I got on my meds pronto, because the doctor said don't ever go off of these without consent from me. So like I said, there's a lot of things that you can do to become successful, even if you feel hopeless or pointless, or if you're feeling these thoughts that you don't even want to exist anymore in life. There are more things to do, and you can always talk to somebody. I've had friends kill themselves because they didn't talk to anybody. I would have been a great listener, but they would have done it. And there's times where I thought, but there's times that make me be successful by saying, what would people feel like on earth if you were gone? Like, would they, they're gonna feel sad and act like they didn't do nothing to help, and they're gonna have that regret for their whole life, and you're gone early. There's just no need for that. That is just what I have to keep telling myself. That's what inspired me to make some of these videos, because it really does kind of help me. Talking to you guys, it helps me get some of that stress out, and also helps me in a way so I don't do these things ever again, or put a knife to my throat, or try to do anything to get admitted or anything like that. So just take it one step at a time. If any of you are going through suicidal thoughts, or if you're going through cutting yourself, please don't do that. There is more to life, and there is more successful ways to handle it. And like I said, talking to someone, playing video games, playing sports that you love, going to the pool, having fun, eating out, working through it. Because obviously most people of you have jobs, and your full-time jobs, or you just work part-time. I'm sure a lot of you guys take some of that stress off. Obviously it's stressful at work, I get it. But I'm sure a lot of you guys take that time at work to kind of relieve yourselves from feeling scared or feeling like something's going to happen. Because I feel like when I had these bad thoughts, I always thought I was going to die the next day. And I always get scared thinking that I'm going to die and I won't have enough time to do college or do my videos for the rest of my life like I want to. Don't think those thoughts. What can do is to have a successful life is to not think those thoughts and think of the positive impact. You have food on the table. You have your family. They're always going to be with you no matter what. Even my aunt who's gone and my grandma who's up there, all my relatives are always up there looking at you, and they're going to be crying if they see you in this pain, where they see you were trying to end your life to just meet them. And the only reason I consider that is I wanted to go up to heaven with her. And every time I get mad at somebody or I feel hopeless in life, I'm saying, don't worry, I want to die anyway. I want to go see my aunt. Don't think those things. There is success to those things, and that is getting help by talking to a therapist, talking to somebody you know and trust who will never reveal any of your confidentiality. Definitely trust somebody that you definitely trust, like a parent, mom, brother, sister, father, something like that. Those things always work. Another thing I always do is like have these hand things that you squishy that always relieves stress as well. You can do that, or you can see what I've got going on here. It's like a big huge shrine of like Stampy shrine, squid, dogs, cars, all that. There's a lot of things that you can do to make yourself successful in a nice way where you don't have to constantly do something. So you guys know that country song, if you don't chase your dream, it's not going to chase you. Yeah, you have to chase it yourself. It's not going to happen. I mean, before I thought about being a YouTuber, I've always wanted to be an office assistant, and I've always wanted to work in the office and do paperwork, schedule appointments, and I did for a while at our town, and I did a lot of work like that. So the main thing is, I guess I can say, is because when I tried to apply for so many office positions, I never got one single one. I got an interview. I thought I was close to actually succeeding, but unfortunately I didn't get the office position. And every time I get denied. And I go and say to myself, why am I so stupid? Why am I hopeless? Why do I feel this way? Why can't I get a job? Why can't they take a chance on me? Well, it's not technically because of you. It's because of the experience. Like I said, I have to go to school for a bachelor's degree or some kind of, some kind of education in office work, because they're not going to just take somebody that doesn't know a lot about it. They're going to take somebody who has been trained and obviously goes to school for it. So like I said, I felt that way for a long time, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? Why am I such a failure? Why do I want to exist on this life? Don't think those things. Don't think the worst. That's something that I've always thought of, is thinking the worst, and that is not going to help. It is going to make life miserable for you. I know it's miserable for me sometimes, but you really just have to go, leave the haters and keep the positive. That's all I can say. That's all you guys need to do. That is basically the number one priority of what you definitely need to do. Now, a lot of you, I know it's hard to think these things. I know it's hard, but you really got to think about your family. And if you decide to go the wrong way, you may not exactly go to heaven. You might go to hell. Like, obviously, if you end your life early, you're going to go to hell. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, but obviously, if you want a full, successful life, you want to go to heaven after the end, after when you're like 90 or whenever you decide to have, whenever God decides to take you. That's all I can say. Because that's what scared me for the longest time, is thinking that he was going to take me too early, away from my family, away from my guinea pigs, my pets, my life. You know, I just didn't want that. I always say, like, I hate my job, but I love this job. I really do. I love the store job. Gets kind of overwhelming, but inside, sometimes that job and all my coworkers and managers always listened, and it helped me become the person I am today, being successful. So that's why I put the title into feeling worthless, but how to be successful at the same time, because you can feel worthless, but you can succeed in life. You just have to try. Now, I get that is hard for a lot of you, because a lot of you don't kind of know how to cope with that. But as I talked about in previous years, I should be a therapist, honestly. I really should. But just coping with it is breathing, talking to somebody, letting people know that you need help, and that will help, and that goes a long way. But anyway, guys, that is everything. I wanted to talk to you guys about feeling hopeless and feeling worthless and how you can be successful. I hope these tips helped you. Please feel free to let me know in those comments down below if this video helped you in any way. Also, hit a like and subscribe for more daily awesome videos like GTA 6, Rockstar's videos, and all the upcoming mental health videos that I'll be doing on my channel. Subscribe for more of those. And like I said, let me know in those comments down below. Did I help you guys? Did I help you succeed today? If I did, please feel free to let me know. It would mean a lot to me if I made at least one or two of you feel better about yourselves today. Thanks for watching. Stay happy, healthy, and well. And I'll see you guys all later on the next video.